Hi everybody, 10 highlighters today for under £10. These are my top picks. I've tried loads and loads. I hope that you enjoy it. I did a feature post on my website, 10 under 10, for something else, and it was so popular that I thought I'm going to do this as a beauty video and hopefully make it a regular thing. So if you have any ideas of things that you would like to see, top 10 moisturisers for under £10, for example, or lipsticks or eyebrow pencils, then let me know in the comments below. But yeah, let's get started. My top 10 highlighters for under £10. I'm going to start with a couple of things that are great for underneath your foundation, or you could sort of mix them in with your foundation. So sort of two primers really, although this one isn't really touted as a primer. The first one's the L'Oreal Lumi Magique base. And I have this on the back of my hand. I don't know whether you can see that glow there. And this is meant to go underneath your foundation or tinted moisturiser. I really feel that it does need to go underneath something because it's a little bit too strong on its own, which is great. We want strong, that's amazing. But with some of the higher end highlighting base things, you can kind of use them on their own to get a really nice glow, like a natural glow. This is really strong. So use it underneath your foundation and it just sort of glows through. And then if you want something, that's quite a cool toned one. If you want something that's a little bit warmer, maybe you've got slightly darker skin tone and you want something just to get that same kind of glow. And they've just got that same really nice light fluid texture. You can see that there. They're actually meant to go sort of be buffed into your makeup rather than go underneath it. But I feel like you could mix a little bit in to your foundation if you wanted to, just to give that added bit of radiance. Or you could use it underneath if you're doing really kind of sheer layers of things. But yeah, nice warm tones on this, and they're not too orange, so it doesn't look too unnatural. And then continuing with the cream theme, if you're a big fan of things like the MAC Strobe Cream, which has been around for so long, probably, I mean, I bought it when I was about 18, so that's coming on for 20 years. So I must have been around before that as well. It's sort of the original highlighter, the original strobe. The Model's Own Sculpt and Glow is very nice indeed. Very, very powerful, this one. Very nice indeed. And you get so much in there. I mean, it would take you a long time to use this up. I would buff this into my foundation after I finish my foundation, before I do my powders probably, rather than trying to sort of buff it in with a brush and then upsetting my bronzer and things like that. So just you could even use your foundation brush, which I tend to do because I wash it afterwards anyway. And then I think this one is the closest actually to the strobe cream. This is Bourjois Sculpt Light Strobing Highlighter. And again, very, very powerful. You get a really, really good luminescence off this one. And I'd use that in the same way. So buffing it into the cheekbones or underneath the brow. Blends in really well, is very undetectable and sticks around. You know, all of these really stick around once you've got them on. So they don't fade off or kind of smudge or smear or anything like that. And then we've got creams in a stick form. So these are really handy if you don't want any faff, you just want to draw the highlighter straight onto your face, straight onto the cheekbone, and blend it in with your fingertips. Very, very, very easy indeed, completely foolproof. I've got 3 here to show you. The first one is Kiko's Radiant Touch. I think this only comes in 1 shade at the moment in the UK, but maybe elsewhere in the world you might be able to get more shades. But it's got a really gorgeous pinky champagne hue to this one. Soft, gorgeous formula, cream to powder, so it doesn't slide around, it's not really greasy, very easy to blend in, and then you're done. You can just leave it, it's set. And then we've got the Cheek Illuminator from the gorgeous Tanya Burr. This is from her new collection, and this comes in 3 different shades, but this is my favourite. I think this is the best one for highlighting if you're doing sort of tops of cheekbones and things like that. This is Forever Summer. And again, cool in tone, but nice and pinky, so it doesn't look like a snail trail across your face. It's got that little bit of warmth to it. And then the Illuminating Strobe Cream from Barry M. This is £4.50. And this one is a gorgeous champagne colour. This is shade 2. Really, really beautiful and cheap. That one is a little bit on the creamier side, but again does set down into a more powdery finish, but not as much as the Kiko one does. The Sleek Highlighting Palette in Cleopatra's Kiss. Now this is brilliant. If you like the sort of hourglass, very, very expensive illuminators that are around at the moment, then this has a little touch of that, but a really creamy formula, so you can just go straight in with your fingertips, dip on in, and then straight onto the face. Nice big mirror in the compact. If you're really serious about your highlighting and you use it all the time and you love that full-on glow, this has got everything that you need in one palette. Brilliant, that one, and looks gorgeous too. That's a tenner, obviously, everything's a tenner, apart from the Bourjois, which is slightly over, but I'll put a little bit about that in the info, because you can usually get a code that brings your price down. I was cheating with that one. Yeah, a tenner, and I think that looks so, so posh. And then we have Glow from Topshop. This is £9. This is brilliant and one of my all-time favourite highlighters, whether it's high-end or budget. It's just a little pot, you stick your finger in and apply it straight to the face, or you can use a little brush. It's just got a really nice goldish champagne, very pale highlight to it, so it's perfect for the bridge of the nose, on the cupid's bow, or buffing in to the cheekbones. And then finally a powder. Now a powder finish is brilliant for somebody who is very, very low maintenance, wants to finish their makeup and then just give themselves a little bit of radiance to finish off. So it's more like it's an afterthought. It's your last step, rather than having to think, yeah, I want to use highlighter, I need to buff that into my foundation, or I need to dip my fingers in and sort of blend it in. No real blending required. If you just use a small brush, and then I'm just using the highlighting end of the YSL contour brush here. Sweep that over the powder and then onto the cheekbones. This comes in a few different shade combinations. This probably isn't actually the best one for me at the moment. It's very sort of goldy bronzy. I could probably do with a slightly lighter one. So yeah, just a lovely highlight if you just sort of get to the end of your makeup and think, oh, I'd love something just to lift my look and add a bit of glow, but you haven't really added it in before. So very, very easy to use this one. And I don't know whether you can see that. If you use the slightly darker shades, you can just add a little bit of colour to the face as well and start doing a little bit of sculpting. I don't know whether you can see that there. Hey, multitasking. I've only done one side of my face, forgive me. So that's the last product. I think that adds up to 10 things. I shall put all of the information in the description box below, so that if you, I know it's quite quick fire, so if you missed anything, then you can look up the details. And yeah, let me know your suggestions for more 10 under 10 videos, and I shall see you next time.